Hello, it's Gil from the Sailing Vessel Last Affair, and today we're going to go over how to replace Beckson ports, how to remove them, ultimately how to clean up the ports before you reinstall them, resealing them, and putting them back in. Okay, we have here our Beckson port, and first thing you want to do is remove all the screws on the inside. On this particular one, you can kind of see here, let's see if I can get this iris to adjust. You got one above, one below, and then as you go along the bottom of the unit, there's some additional ones. Sorry, the one right into the sun doesn't help here. So I've removed all these screws all the way around both ports. The other one here for just a moment. And you can see the same thing here. Remove these ports. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, what we're doing is we're replacing this decorative wall. As you can see, it's just rotted from 32 years of, hatch leaking and moisture and whatnot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove all of these screws on the outside here. So as you can see, we've removed the screws all the way along the outer shell here, and we're going to work on cutting that silicone out of there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use just a regular old scraper, sharpen this a little bit with a sharpening stone, and we're going to start working this through here and just cutting some of this plastic. Now it's important that we don't pry too hard, so what we don't want to do is break the plastic edge around the framework of this. One of the things I've done that served me well is as I sharpen this top edge, I also sharpen just this corner, so I can use that to cut as I need to. So after you get this pried loose all the way around, you want to take a sharp edge, a box cutter or something, and go right along the edge of this frame. It's also sealed there with silicone. Alright, frame removed. Now we're going to do the same thing inside and release this right down into the hull. Okay, as you can see, we have the window out. The hatch has been pushed through. We have a lot of this silicone left on here, so we want to take a good strong razor blade, and we just want to get this stuff cleaned right off of here. Silicone won't stick to silicone, so it's important that we get the old stuff off. And if you get a good sharp razor, it comes off pretty darn easy. Okay, I put a bead of caulk all the way on inside this spigot before I put it through the window. I pushed it into the opening and loosely tightened the screw. I left about 3/4 of a turn from the inside on each of those. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bead of caulk and I'm going to run it all the way around this perimeter, make sure that's filled in real good, and that's in the opening. You can kind of see the opening between there. Make sure that's filled in real good. You can see I'm putting this bead of caulk on here pretty liberally. I'm not caking it on, but I want to get that sealed in there pretty good, so I'm forcing it into that crack. So today we're putting the decorative trim around the ports. So as you'll recall from the last video, I put these in from the inside, sealed around the outside, Just today came in and tightened them up another half turn or so from the screws from the inside, and this port is in there well. Now it's just a matter of putting the decorative trim up, and one of the first things we want to do is use a little solution of just half water and half soap, and apply that to the outside edge where we don't want the silicone to stick. This will help to ensure that it does not and make cleanup easier later. So just going right around the outside edge of where this bezel is going to fit. The silicone doesn't stick to soapy water very well, so we'll be able to clean that with just a razor blade very easily. Next thing we're going to do is dry fit this and make sure that it goes on there well, and it does. So now it's just a matter of caulking up the window, the side of the fiberglass, as well as the back of the panel itself. So we will start on the window. Alright, we have the silicone on the trim. I'm going to take that and just make sure we get it in the right spot. Slide it right into place. I'm going to tack that on with some screws. I want to go with a little bit of cleanup here where I know I have some silicone that has oozed out a bit. I'm going to try and get it off the face of this trim, so it'll make it a lot easier for cleaning up later. The fact that I have that soap down is going to make cleaning up the hull pretty simple later. There we have it. We'll let this dry for 24 hours, and tomorrow I'll hand tighten these down about another half a turn and really kind of use that silicone like a rubber gasket, tighten it right in there. We'll have a nice non-leaking port.